anyways. All right, thank you for showing up, everybody. Welcome to the play-in chat with Black Ice, the game, and with Black Ice. Or is your other handles? Is it Super Duper GC? Is that you?
Right, that's me. It's Super Duper Garrett Cooper.
That's awesome.
That is a great handle.
Love it. All right, so yeah, Average Gamer and I have decided that we're. By the way, it's him.
Yeah.
Right there. Oh man, that gets old pretty quick. But anyways, you're gonna see what we did in a moment. But yeah, we've decided that we are trying to get a hold of all of the indie game devs and do an interview while playing their game. And it's an honor to be able to talk to you.
Yeah, definitely. Oh. Black Ice is...
It's not an honor.
Oh, it's an honor.
I've loved this game for a long time, so I was really looking forward to tonight.
Yes, you're one of the few people that I actually enjoy watching the, you're hitting your brain against a desk while you're trying to do coding.
I usually try to draw pictures in Paint so that at least you guys can tell what I'm doing, and it's just the worst method.
Hey, no, see, you can be a real artist with Paint. Like all of my thumbnails are all master crafted in Paint. That usually takes over 9,000 hours, but that's beside the point.
Oh yeah, mine are all copy and pasted from each other.
There you go.
Yeah.
Well, let me just say that I am definitely not good at Paint, and especially not with a mouse.
So that's your next task. You must get better at using a mouse in Paint.
Yeah. Have fun with that.
Just a random story just before we get started. I back when, we still had our Windows 3.1 and blah, blah, blah. This was back in 95 or something like that when I was 10. We had this one guy in our class, his name was Gibson, and he was this, prodigy artist. And he was a guy that was able to make one of the most amazing pictures you'd ever see in MS Paint with a mouse. And I'm just like, he could have probably sold that picture if there was such a thing as a color printer. But so yeah, all right. Well, since it is now 5 after 7, let's get to it. We're not going to start the game just yet since we have a couple of minutes.
Oh, we're just being witty in chat.
Yes, we're being witty. What's this? I've been following development since
you missed it.
I've been following the development since I started using Twitter a couple weeks ago. That's cool. That's good. Yeah, Twitter really gets you on the down low and on the inside when it comes to a lot of stuff for indie games and, well, for lots of people. Mm-hmm. It's just nice when the guys that are doing the developing actually, talk back.
Yeah, that's actually one of the best things I found with a lot of this whole indie gaming becoming bigger and bigger and bigger.
Yeah, it's nice that there's a personal feel to it nowadays because people are actually going to take, the interview we did last week, was it, or 2 weeks ago?
About a week and a half.
A week and a half ago, where he was actually taking notes just from us talking about his game, and he's just like, "Oh, that's a good idea. Oh man, I didn't think of that." So.
I definitely take notes from people.
Yeah, it's good to have people down to earth, and instead of be like, you would think that, wouldn't you? I don't know anybody like that.
What were you saying, Garrett?
Yeah, sorry about that.
Oh no, I was saying that I'll definitely take notes if you guys come up with some stuff, and I actually have all of my notes and my stuff that I have planned on a Trello board, where you can actually vote for features that you want in the game, and the more people that vote for a feature, the more likely I am to actually implement that.
Oh, cool. Are you going to be doing it like a straw poll or something like that?
It's actually a little... It's I don't know, it's a little more free flow than that. So, am I permitted to send links in chat?
You send all the links you want. Yeah,
I've got a bunch that I'll do too.
I don't have any blocks on this, so you send what you need to.
Okay. Okay, I just wanted to make sure that Nightbot wasn't going to kill me.
I don't.
So this is my.
I don't touch Nightbot.
Dream goes dead.
Yeah. Nightbot.
So that's my Trello board there, and that's actually what I use to keep track of like all my ideas and what I'm working on. Some of the ideas on here are like ridiculous, and I'll never get to them, but some of them are doable, and it's great because I can keep track of like, all right, well, this is what I've done, and then when I create my patch notes, I just go through my done list for the past week, and that's how I create it. But yeah, it's great because people can vote, and you can see that a lot of these cards on there have votes. Like, I was surprised that people really want me to make the enemies harder.
Really? Do you have? Well, would it just be more of a thing to go like do difficulty settings instead of for pussies like me who can't beat a game?
Well, that's the nice thing about the way that the game is set up, is that you can actually kind of set your own difficulty.
Okay.
You can always take on a lower level server.
Mm-hmm.
That makes sense. All right, so I'm gonna ask the generic questions. When did you start in your indie game deving career?
So this is my first game, actually. I started working on it in June. I picked up Unity, and I've been having a blast with it ever since then. I've just been learning more and more as I keep going, and
that's powerful engine for sure. Yeah,
it really is. It's never been easier to make games, and I think Unity's a big part of that.
Yeah,
you still have to have a bit of knowledge of coding, of course.
That's true. That's true. I definitely. Rock Music Black Ice is not multiplayer yet, but I am totally working on that right now.
Totes my goat's working on that, which is awesome. Because now, is it going to be? Are you going to be attempting just a local co-op, or are you going to be doing actual online multiplayer? Online multiplayer
with servers, and you'll be able to talk to random people and everything.
Very cool. Very, very cool. Yeah, because one thing that I've heard lately is that a lot of developers are actually straying away from online multiplayer and just going with a local co-op. And I know I don't want to diss them for that purpose. I mean, they have their reasons, and I understand and respect that. But
even Skylanders doesn't even have like online multiplayer. It's only local, which is crazy to me. But
yeah, so there's big games now that are just going with local, and I mean, it's fine because then it brings back the old school way of going to a person's house and just grind and have fun. Back in the day with like GoldenEye and stuff, but then it also kind of takes away from a fair chunk of what the game could potentially, do.
Yeah. That being said,
so
we should
I would like to add, controller support to the game. Right now, it doesn't support that because the inventory is drag and drop, and so that's kind of hard to do on a controller.
Yeah, definitely.
Diablo 3 console did it really well though, so I know it can be done.
Mm-hmm.
And if I were to implement that, I would probably also try to do local multiplayer, but I'm not sure. I don't know. We'll see how it goes.
It could be a lot of fun.
Yeah, definitely. One other... I'll start up the game right now, but I'll just ask the question as I start up. What is the inspiration for this game?
Oh, there's tons of inspiration for this game, but primarily it's from the book Neuromancer by William Gibson.
Oh, okay.
Which is like the prototypical cyberpunk book. And thank you for actually linking to the game. By the way, guys, it's free. Please feel free to download it. It's not going to be free forever, especially if I release multiplayer and a lot of people are playing that, because past a certain number of people, the multiplayer system that I'm going with is not free to me, and I can't.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
I was
right.
I was about to ask that because I remember you telling me back in the day that when I was asking you, I'm like, is it going to be free forever? And you're like, oh no, because you had that one issue with the one website that posted it as a free game.
Yeah, that was interesting. I mean, it's okay for the older versions to be up on stuff like that, but eventually I will be charging for it. And for instance, I think I'm gonna start a Greenlight campaign next month.
Oh, cool.
That's my goal.
Oh, well, let us know when you...
Yeah, we'll totally pimp the shit out of that one for you.
Thank you. I will definitely be letting everybody know repeatedly. You're going to be safe.
Spam me.
Oh yeah, by the way,
We went
through the randomized handle list, and You got some silly names in there.
Quake God mode. Thanks for pointing that
Yeah.
out to me.
No, it was. I think it was Doom.
Doom.
IDDQ.
Yeah, that one was
Doom
Doom.
God.
Yeah. It's funny that I haven't played the original Doom since I was probably. It's probably been about
Oh man.
nearly 20 years.
Yeah, I still remember watching my friends playing.
Yeah,
Doom.
and then I remembered that right off the bat because I was a huge cheater. But yeah.
Oh,
So-
hey, Rock Music's already played this. That's awesome.
Can I get out of the? I guess I.
Yeah, it's a great game. I mean, it's been making quite a few
Skip the tutorial
ripples in
since-
the online world too. Like even just going and googling Black Ice the game, you come up with a lot of people that are making a big splash about this.
Now
Yeah.
how is the sound levels for you once it pops up? Because I want to make sure that people can hear it.
Shoot again.
Yeah, the laser sounds can be very loud.
Yeah, I'm making sure. Oh, it might be extra loud for you guys here. I'm just gonna do something really quick. I want to make sure that because I turned up the game volume or the screen volume, but I also want to make sure that people can hear you because it goes through that. So I'll jack that up and then make it very, very quiet. And at this point, you have to keep track of the chat because I have
Yep. No, not a problem.
options.
Game tool.
I'll do this sound volume at about 10 and 10 because I can hear it pretty well, but I don't know about anybody else. Mouse sensitivity, city size, display hands, hardcore mode, YOLO. Really? I'm gonna let I'm gonna let that slide.
I thought that was a good way to communicate to people what it was.
Yes, it is.
If you'll notice, it's the literal meaning of you only live once,
Yeah.
which isn't just go off and do whatever the hell you want. It's be fucking careful. Pardon my French.
Oh, that's fine.
All right, I can't. I somewhat remember how to play this. Okay, what do I remember? That's what I remember. Oh god. So this is gonna be bad.
So what are you doing right now, Giant?
I am trying not to get trying not to get shot or eaten by spiders, and I gotta stay within the hacking zone. See?
Correct.
Stop it. Ah! What did I do? I just pressed
What
something.
did you do?
Where am
You
I?
just open your
My
inventory.
stats? What did I press by accident?
So E will open your inventory. You probably
How
pressed
did I
that.
press E? Oh well.
Could have pressed C to open your character or talent sheet.
Oh, nope. Oh, these guys jump.
Nope.
man.
Yeah, that was
Whoa.
probably E.
Yeah, everywhere. They're absolutely everywhere. And they're really good at following me. Oh, see? That's how awesome I am. I've lost a
Yeah,
bit
I
crit.
spent a long time getting the pathfinding right. I had to write my own
Okay.
A-star implementation.
This is how good I am, because I've played this all. I admit that I've had this on my computer and I've played it only a handful of times, just because I have being the YouTuber, you got to go through so many games.
I was gonna say I was watching another person's playthrough when he got the jetpack and he was jumping up on the buildings, and I saw that the creatures still have good pathing, like up the buildings and that kind of stuff too.
Yes, they will follow you right up the edges of those buildings.
Oh yeah, he's
like
climbing.
that guy.
Oh my god. You have to stay with the fact that I actually did fairly decent at one point with this. Oh, stop it. I don't
So,
need
I mean,
that.
it's possible that I changed the health to be a little too much.
Changed it for
Let's
the
see.
worse or the better.
Well, so it should equal out to about the same. So in this patch that you have, but it's not live yet, is that enemies have about double the health that they did before, but they only do about half as much damage.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so what's the button? Is it a T to get into my? Oh yeah, it is. Since I just got a.
And what are you doing here? That's
I
the
leveled up.
talents, right?
Yeah, it's your talents. You level it up, and there's tons of stuff to level up depending on what you want to accomplish, of course. What do we got? Hack speed, weapon damage, attack speed, weapon range, critical hit, accuracy, movement speed, loot find, health. Well, probably health would be important for me. let's jack up health. Because I know
Never a
that
bad option.
Yeah, I totally need that. Gives you some pro tips. I like those the flying things. I was there when you made those little flying balls. If you know what I mean.
Which ones are we talking about?
The ones that are in the sky. The ones that.
Oh yeah, the flare in the stars.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's data packets moving around.
Smart. Hello. Okay, running away.
Yeah. So Rakoy brings up a good thing. It's a good idea to get RAM and RAM regen early at least, so that you can use some of the higher level weapons.
Sounds like a plan. Alright.
That's a big one.
Proximity mine. Alright, what do we got now? Oh yeah, and you gotta explain to me, for my sake and everyone else's, how the items work when you press E.
Okay. So every item in the game is also an ability, and so when they're in your inventory, they don't do anything. But if you put them on one of your slots up at the top there, that represents your deck. That's kind of the loadout that you can use, and so that defines both the abilities that you can use and also the stats that apply.
So I have what do we got here? I have a proximity mine, uncommon explosive mine. So you put it in your equipped where, and like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is the number on the keyboard,
right.
Or.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I guess.
Yeah. So each of those represents a button.
Jump height.
Left click, right click, 1 through 5, shift and space.
Okay. Cool.
And if you notice, the proximity mine has additional crit chance and weapon range on there.
Mm-hmm.
That applies not only to that proximity mine, but also all of your other items that you have equipped.
Oh, cool.
Oh, that's smart.
Okay, we're just gonna attack all the level of the 3s, because
it's a good idea to start
Whoa.
like that.
Oh yeah.
Whoa.
Did you also
Oh.
how
no.
many mobs are spawning at each console?
Unless he's hacking a swarm server, no. The light purple ones do spawn a whole bunch though, but they have lower health.
Jeez, these guys.
This is awesome.
No, you jump.
The different colored servers actually do spawn different profiles of enemies.
Oh, there's still a guy there. Oh my god, quit freaking circling me. Holy crap. Seriously. Like, I'm trying. I really am trying, you guys.
This is bringing back memories of Time Splitters 2 with you.
I barely played that game.
Yes, you did.
Hey, back in the age of... when I was back with GoldenEye, I was good at that. I was pretty good at that. Landmine, proximity mine. Okay. So now I gotta, figure out how to go with WASD and then hit 1 through 5.
So one of the things you can do is move your icebreaker off of your right click, and you can put it on like 5, for instance.
Oh.
So then you can have 2 weapons, for instance, like a heavy attack weapon on your right click, a light attack on your left click.
So the mines, can they hurt me?
No, but they can knock you back.
Okay.
So you do have to be careful about that.
Okay. So you can really kind of play with this, like jumping. How important is jumping?
Not super important.
Okay, because then
Depends. You can get
change it so that space is actually a proximity mine and right click is a landmine.
That's actually kind of a subtle way for good customization.
Yeah, I like that. Now I just got to remember.
Actually, one of the things you can do with the mines is use them like a rocket jump. You have to have an enemy get close to you to set it off, but then you can fly up into the air with them.
Was that intended, or did that just happen after you made the mines?
So I was looking at mines and I was like, well, let's see. So there's friendly fire. Let's make sure it doesn't damage me. And then I was like, what about knockback? Yeah, that'd be fun.
That's good thinking.
So the one thing I've already noticed is that I've already set off some landmines by accident. But that's to be expected.
Yeah,
So
it's
this
okay.
one-
So they do use up your RAM for the duration that they're down,
Okay.
Oh, interesting.
but they only have a limited duration.
Well, I guess I should spend some points here. I got two whole points. So RAM returns is just your regen on it.
Correct.
Okay.
Now that's after whatever is using your RAM has given it back to you. It takes a second for you to reclaim it.
Okay. Boom, loot fine 17%. Any critical? What do I got? I mean, attack speed is pretty important for me, but movement speed. Oh, that's even more important. Okay. I'm just gonna put them everywhere. How about that? Because this is.
I'm glad that they're all tempting enough that you want to put points into multiple things.
They are.
Yeah.
That's a good thing. Is that you can stack, but sometimes from the looks of it, some of these things are a lot more can be a lot more important.
It's good that way too, because a lot of games I'll just be like, oh, I just need damage. Like the rest of the mechanics I can handle myself. Just give me more damage.
Woo.
But this one, it's tempting
go?
to level up
Holy
lots of
crap! Did you
different
jump
things.
far? Why you jump so far?
Yeah, actually, the hopping ones, they're called pop-ups. Actually, they don't calculate how far away you are before they jump. They just always jump as far as they can. That's one of the things that I've been meaning to change.
Right. So what do we got? Nothing. What do we got here? Oh, I got a mega laser.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
Nice.
Oh, that changed it a lot. That ups my game. Mine or mine?
I couldn't resist it.
Yes, it's always good to put the occasional pun into games. Okay, let's give this a try now. Whoa. Oh, this runs out fast. Oh boy.
That's why you want that regen too, I see.
Holy crap.
Oh, it's so close there. So right there, a good example, you would maybe put your normal laser on the left click and then that big laser on the right click.
Yeah, that's
Yep.
right. Crap.
Something that might take a lot of RAM, you'd only have to use it for big enemies like that one.
Yeah.
Come on, just die for a change. There we go. Yeah, take that, spider thingy. Okay, I really need to change that. Cowboy icebreaker, rare icebreaker, or activate server hack speed. So I guess we change that up.
What's that one?
It says hacking speed 1.5, range 22, RAM 10, hack speed plus 6%, hack time 9 seconds, weapon damage plus 22%, critical hit 15, and value 336 bit creds. Okay, so I'm not using that because I don't see. I can't use it effectively yet, so I'm just gonna do that. Alright, so now I have my good one and my bad one.
So one question I had, in one of the YouTube videos I saw, Garrett, you made a comment saying that you should try hacking more than one building at a time. Is that possible?
Oh, absolutely.
Now, does that create a larger area, or does that kind of like
blanket two on top of each other?
So it doesn't actually create a larger area. It's the intersection instead of the union of the two Venn diagrams, basically.
Yeah, yeah.
So did you see the building on your right, probably about 30 seconds ago for you, that was changing colors?
no?
Yeah, I did see that actually.
I was.
You
not
should try
told.
hacking one of those.
That sounds like a possibly a bad thing.
Maybe get your minds ready.
Oh, there we go. This is a large area for me. I like it. Need a large
Yeah, that's one of the
resource.
benefits of upgrading your icebreaker.
Where did you go?
Oh, that it gives you a larger area to fight.
Right. It's faster. It gives you a larger area, but it does require more RAM.
Oh yeah. That makes
Okay,
sense.
so where did you see this color changing building?
It was opposite of the shop back.
I'm sure if you meander, you'll see a color changing building.
Yeah, it kind of helps to
Was it
stand
a
still
s-
for a second to see if any of them change colors.
Mhm.
Was it a smaller building?
Yeah.
Oh.
There's one way in the back there.
Oh yeah, that's huge.
What's
I'm
wrong
not
with huge?
big McLarge huge. Yeah, I'm not gonna touch those. You know, I'm so awesome. I'm gonna do a plus. Oh, my health is not very good. What's this? Chilling bolt. Common machine gun. Ram use 2. Ram use 1. Oh, that's my ram use 2. Slows target. There's so many choices. Damage is 1 to 3.
Yeah, try that one out. I'm pretty proud of the way that ends up looking.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna keep my noob cannon on and try for the mega laser. And I'll try the new style hardware group and hope that this ends up. Oh, look at that!
Oh, cool.
Turns them blue. And I still can't hit them.
So that one, the projectile on that's actually a little bit slower, so you might want to put a lead on the target. Another thing is, you've got empty slots on your deck. Even if you're not going to use the items, it makes sense to keep the bigger items, the ones that actually have color to them, because they have affixes, in your other slots, because you'll get the stats for them.
Oh,
Yeah.
then that is smart. Let's use this. What do I want? More RAM or RAM return? Or more health? My health is actually okay right now. I just did a level 4 building. Oh.
Stepping up our game.
You get health and RAM return every time you level as well.
Oh, okay. Well, I definitely need to, if I want to use some of the better weapons. So, what do we got here? Noob Icebreaker, Script Kitty Icebreaker, Uncommon. Weapon damage was okay, so I get it now. So like the icebreakers are good to have for in the slots, but like the mega laser, if I were to put that into like slot 4, would I get extra value to things?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Oh.
Anything that if you look below the RAM consumption on an item, you should be able to see the extra stats that it adds.
Oh, okay.
They'll have
Well,
colors in
that's
their names.
just nifty.
Sweet.
Now
Yeah.
I'm
Well done.
now I'm a powerhouse. I'm gonna play.
Yeah, and if you
Level 4.
expand the stats tab on your right, you'll be able to see how it is actually affecting your stats.
Oh, look at that. Okay. Level 6. Left click is 84.75.
So I was gonna ask, like, the soundtrack in this game is superb.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, not a problem. Did you do it yourself, or did you commission it to be done, or?
I actually had somebody help me out with that. The guy's name is V-Axis, and he's done music. I'm gonna link it in the chat right
Yeah,
now.
please do.
Yeah, he's done a lot of other game music actually, and he's just fantastic with melodies. Like he did Isle of Bones. I don't know if you guys saw that game.
Yep. Well, I've heard of it.
Right. He did the music for that, and he's got a couple of like chiptunes albums, and I think a piano album as well.
Nice.
Yeah, but he's a legitimate composer, and he did all of it original for this game.
I enjoy the ambiance. It's very nice.
Yeah, it does it very.
It really adds a touch to the game, because like well, the game itself is freaking amazing looking, and then adding that sort of like computer-esque ambience is pretty awesome. Oh, there's a shop.
Yeah, there are lots of shops.
I didn't even know there were shops. What the crap?
Yeah, so any of those solid color buildings, except for Finality, of course, are the shops.
I just tried to left-click the shop. I right-click.
Yeah, don't right-click it.
I right-clicked the
Not
shop,
trying to
but that was
hold
just
it
a
up.
laser, so it was okay. So I can
Okay,
sell.
good.
What's this? Cyber missile. Causes explosions. RAM use 6. And does half-ass damage.
I believe that's your inventory.
Yeah, I know. I'm
Oh.
just looking at what I have.
I thought you were looking at the shop.
No. So there's a chance for there to be rare items in the shops?
Absolutely. You can even find unique items in shops, but the chance is pretty low.
Yeah.
Dash, rare sprint ability, hold the sprint, plus 6% cooldown, randoms.
And the shops, do they regenerate like their items? Do they refresh
every 5 minutes or so, they switch out their inventory as long as you're not actively shopping at them.
Yeah, interesting.
Cyber Frisbee.
You should try that one out.
1,700 bit creds. Where's
Maybe not.
You should still try it out.
Where's my, I have 4.
You should be able to sell some stuff.
Yeah, I'll sell my mines because I'm not very good at that. So I just stick it in and, oh yeah, there we go. Just stick it. My landmine is 1,000. That would almost put me there, but not really. Chilling bolt, I'll sell that. I'll sell jump. Why do I have 2 jumps?
I assume you probably have different, or you can get different stats, because I did see the jetpack that you can get.
Yeah, so there are a couple of different types of jumps. There's one that's just the basic one where you hit it and it immediately jumps. There's one that you can hold it down and charge up a really tall jump.
Okay.
And then there's a jetpack. And all 3 of those have the same icon currently, although that will change.
Oh, interesting.
So, do some of these items have random sayings underneath the item? Or is it on all of them? 'Cause
some of them, yeah.
One says, "What was that clicking sound?" And the other one says, "Fly, you fool."
Right. So, the unique items all have little sayings underneath them, and some of the other items do, yeah.
Okay. Should I sell my landmine?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll sell my landmine, even
Get
though it's
more
a rare item. 1143. What can I buy now? I could buy the Digi Shack Ram.
Yeah, do it.
For 255. Power 16, homing 11%. Then there's Chilling Bolt, which I sold. Ice Bolt. Ice Shard, rare sniper.
Oh, interesting. So, I mean, it just has range, or is there like a zoom mechanic?
Range 50. I want to save my money.
Sorry.
I want to save I'm going to save my bit creds up.
Okay. So sniper weapons. Oh, the cooldown on that was off. So sniper weapons have much longer range, and their projectiles actually go faster, and of course they're very accurate.
Yeah. Yeah. Interesting.
But you can find and their projectiles do more damage too. But you can find like a sniper weapon that shoots ice bolts, for instance, or a sniper weapon that shoots missiles for massive damage.
So slightly Borderlands-ish almost.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, you can get a rocket shotgun in this too.
I miss you. How did I miss you?
Yeah, remember to put a slight lead on your target.
Oh, I'm trying. These guys are fast.
They are.
These guys are faster than me. Hate everything.
Still haven't done the multicolor building.
Shut up.
Or more than one building.
I'm getting there. I'll do that. Like, what time is it?
Just saying.
Come on, it's 7:35.
I'm just saying.
We go at 7:50, or tell me when it's 7:50, and I'll do a multicolored building with another building.
Okay.
Kill 2 birds with a larger bird.
That or that larger bird.
Then there's the shark.
And then there's the shark.
Yeah, you still have to do the shark.
How does one get the shark?
He just spawns via close to finality, I believe.
Close to what?
The big white building.
Oh. Just, you don't actually have to try hacking it, he just shows up?
I think.
That's right.
Yeah.
So he actually breaks the rules.
Oh. Crazy.
Yes, he does.
Okay. Well, we're gonna put up our movement speed so I have a better chance of getting away. We'll try 5. Let's hope that this doesn't suck. Oh, don't want to do that. What are we looking at? Oh, I almost got out of the hacking range, which is not a good thing. Hey, you! Whoa! Whoa! Okay.
So what have been some of the bigger difficulties that you found in the
So the enemies get larger as you go to bigger buildings. Actually, the aimbots don't change size, but the spiders do. And it's been difficult to deal with that, specifically for making them climb up on the buildings.
Oh yeah.
I had to, right. So I have to do a lot of math to calculate like where they should stand and like what angle they should be at when they're climbing a building. And it was difficult to get that right while also accounting for that they change size.
Yeah, I can imagine that.
Mm-hmm. And the pathfinding was also difficult because the world can be infinite.
Really?
You can turn it all the way up to infinite, and you'll just keep walking, and it'll just keep spawning buildings for you.
Wow.
And eventually it will lag when you do that.
Yeah.
Depending on the power of your computer, yeah.
Right. Hey, OMG can finally chat. That's awesome.
Hey.
So I actually had to turn it down to where in the city size defaults to 9 tiles, which is still huge. And most people can handle that, but it doesn't lag people out if they keep walking in one direction forever.
Now, one thing that would be kind of cool, I don't know how feasible it is, but did you ever see the game The Fourth Wall?
Oh god.
No, I haven't seen that one.
Okay, it was a weird game that was developed by a person specifically for a YouTuber, but the thing about the game is that it had a floor that resembled your ceiling.
Yeah,
Okay.
So basically, as you're still walking on the grid, but then when you look down, it looked like you're on like an infinitely high, because that's what it did. I just thought that would be it's a friggin' weird game, but it had some really cool concepts for visuals. The thing about the game was that it was developed for a guy who had a phobia of things that did not finish. I think that's what it was. Or things that did not make sense, and like infinite space.
Yep.
So like if he looked up and saw your ceiling, then he would probably get really weirded out. But it was pretty funny, yeah.
So yeah, I know we already touched on this, Garrett, but again, do you want to go over, you're putting this on Greenlight next month?
Yes. So my goal is to have it on Greenlight by the time GDC comes around, because I actually live pretty close to GDC, and I'm planning on at least going to after parties.
Yeah, oh definitely.
Right, and so I really want to, tell people, hey, I'm working on this game. It's on Greenlight. You can vote for it. You can tweet about it.
So you're in California?
Yes.
Cool. You thinking of going to PAX Prime at all?
Isn't that already sold out?
No, they haven't started. You might be thinking. of PAX East.
Okay. So that was
Sure?
okay. They just did it, right? Like a couple months ago.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'm definitely thinking about going to PAX.
Yeah, because Average Gamer and I have been kind of thinking that we're gonna.
I went last year, yeah. Didn't quite get to meet Markiplier, but I did meet extra credits. So
That's awesome.
Oh,
yeah,
man.
I really like it.
Yeah, I would totally be down for chilling at PAX.
Awesome.
Yeah, we're all there for sure.
So yeah, make that a priority, because that's what we're gonna be having a nice road trip.
Nice. Yeah. Well, I do. I do have a day job that I have to do.
Oh yeah, we all do. I work
Right.
6 a.m. till 2, 3, 4 o'clock. I don't know. Depends on the day.
I've actually been noticing that kind of as a trend. A lot of people nowadays have their day job but are trying to push their hobbies to make them become like their new career. Is that kind of what you've been going through too, Garrett?
Well, I do really like my day job, but I think I might like making games more.
Yeah. Even with the math? Because the math would just kill me.
There's a lot of math in my day job, too. I'm an engineer.
Oh, crazy. Oh, that's fun.
More movement speed.
Yeah, the math doesn't bother me at all. But the products are probably more interesting when you make games. But no, I'd love to go to PAX. I'd love to go to GDC. One of my friends is trying to get me to submit my game to Eurogamer, and maybe they'll pay for me to go out there.
Oh.
That would be crazy.
That'd be pretty
May as
interesting.
well. Yeah, I could totally see that happening. Like I said, this game's making a huge splash.
Well,
I'm glad
it's-
you think so.
It's so friggin' original. I mean, for what it, it's an FPS and all, but there's nothing else like it.
Mm-hmm.
So
Thank you.
That's
Yeah,
like a big plus to it.
Yeah, being unique and being able to stand out is actually something pretty difficult. Because I mean, if you think about it, this really is, Borderlands was a first-person shooter with RPG elements. This is just way more focused on loot. Because I love Diablo 2.
I was gonna ask if the item creation was more Diablo inspired or Borderlands inspired, but I saw
Absolutely.
The text underneath, like unique items and that, kind of remind me of Diablo.
Yeah, no, it's definitely Diablo inspired. Although, the way that Borderlands has weapons with different types of ammunition in them, I also took that mechanic.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it works so well for this game.
Thank you. Yeah, I don't even think Giant has found a shotgun yet.
No, probably
Nope,
not.
not yet.
Although I haven't looked yet. Where are you?
So you kind of have to read because the icons are the same. Will there ever be first-person models for guns? I don't plan on it currently, because the way that the skills work right now, you just click a button and it fires that thing, right?
Okay, what do I?
And if I were to add models for guns, you would have to press 1 through 5 or whatever to select your weapon, and then you would have to left-click to shoot it.
Switch between them, yeah.
I do have a
Right.
shotgun.
And that takes longer. And that wouldn't be. Hey, you found a disc.
The disc.
2 discs.
The disc.
I've been waiting to see one of them. I love
Cyber
this type of
frisbee.
things.
Okay, what I'll do is I'll switch out for the cyber frisbee.
There.
'Cause it's
Now it's Tron.
What's damage returned?
Damage returned is when an enemy hits you from close range, they take damage.
Oh, that'd probably help me. Okay, so what do we have? We also have
I've
a
actually
power-up jump too. Oh, I'm not using my jump. I don't really see a point to it for now. Maybe once I really start getting up
What
there.
were you saying there, Gary?
I was saying I've seen somebody stack a whole bunch of damage returned, and then he bought the healing items, and just stood there and had things kill themselves by attacking him.
Oh, there's the disc, and I totally didn't use it right. Where's everybody?
Biting you in the ass.
What the hell is it?
Up top of that building on your left.
Oh, you assholes. Oh, you're shooting at me from there. Okay, try that.
Pew! Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah!
So the trick with that one is, don't stand in that. Oh god, you're standing in the acid. Okay, you're good.
Oh, that's what that was. Oh,
Yes.
I was wondering when I was getting attacked. I didn't know there's acid. Come on.
Yes. So once you start getting to higher level enemies, there are 5 different affixes that enemies can have. So they can spit acid at you. They can lay mines themselves.
Oh.
They can put out a bubble shield that makes everything around them stronger, which
goodness.
can be a huge pain.
Yeah.
They can light you on fire,
What?
and they can slow your movement speed.
Oh, boy.
Oh, nice. That's a lot of good conditions, though.
Yeah. Jeez.
Spices up the gameplay.
Slowing bolt.
Woo.
So one of the things with the disc, if you miss, you can actually click it again, and it will come back to you immediately.
Oh. Okay.
So I just added that functionality, and I think it's pretty cool. And then the other trick with it is if you're able to shoot something on the right of a pack, when it bounces back, it'll actually sweep through everything, and everything that it touches on the way back, it'll do damage to.
Oh, cool.
But it bounces back to you the first time it hits anything.
No. That is cool, though.
So, this big Badoom set shotgun, it's not
Yes.
letting me put it into the number 3 slot.
Right, that's because you don't actually have enough RAM to fire it.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, so it's a shotgun with it's a rocket shotgun that's fairly high level. That's the second highest quality level.
Cool.
So it's gonna cost a lot of RAM, but it's gonna do a ton of damage.
Oh, it's worth 9,500 bit credits. Okay.
Nice.
Holy crap. Yeah, it was just telling me over and over again that I didn't have enough RAM to use it. Have I leveled up? Oh, I did. I guess we'll up our RAM then. A little bit. Now I have 62 RAM, so I can use it. if I so see fit to. Come on. Come on. Come on. Whoa, that's fast. Where are you? What the hell? That was weird. He just kind of... What? What the heck? Start, like, dying and stuff.
What level of thing did you...
5. What the heck's going on here?
So when you hack a blue building, or specifically the lighter blue buildings, you will get one large enemy instead of a bunch of smaller enemies. And those can be difficult.
It was just weird because I had one dude that was one of the what do you call them, like squid guys shooting at
the
me.
aimbots.
Yeah, so I'm shooting at him and he just gets knocked back. Then he kind of disappears, but he doesn't get killed. And then I get a spider who I'm shooting at who isn't dying. That was kind of strange.
It looks like you killed all of them. So if you have knockback, you can knock them out of the hacking area.
Okay.
But after the hack time is completed, they will, if they get too far away, they'll respawn.
Okay.
Oh, that makes sense.
Ooh, running away. So can I kill multiple enemies with the shack round? The disc?
Definitely.
Cool.
So just before we started the stream, in the loading screen for this, there was that little icon of the award you won. Do you want to tell us more about that?
Oh, absolutely. So last year on IndieDB, which is one of the websites that I host the game on, they do every year. They have people vote on their favorite indie games, and then once it gets narrowed down to the top 100, there's another round where they will actually pick their favorite games, and those games get a certain amount of money from Desura, which is the distribution portal. Right. And so what happened with Black Ice is that I made it to the top 100. There weren't actually ranks within the top 100, but I was in the top 100 thanks to a lot of people on Twitter being really nice and voting for me.
Yeah.
And I put the link into my game so that people would actually go and vote for it, no matter what website they were playing the game on. For instance, Game Jolt.
Yeah, exactly.
And so I got more votes than anybody else, and so I was in the top 100, and I'm really proud of that.
Yeah, totally. No, you totally should be.
Okay, so what do I want to get rid of? Get rid of the script kitty, and we should be able to put it in now. Yeah, just for the abilities of this thing is ridiculous.
Just the stats, yeah.
Just the stats on it is crazy. Another 7. Yeah, no, I got some good extra stuff going on. So what made you... Oh, did I get out of the... Oh, I think I did. Shoot. I got out of the hack zone. I didn't even notice
You should try hacking something harder.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go all out very soon.
Well, you should try to find something that's in like the 20 range, see if you can handle that.
I will do that next.
Because, I mean, the difficulty is self-paced. Like, you can stay in the starting area and hack all the little buildings. But once you get out of that area, the buildings are much more variable in how many there are.
There was
how big
one building just in the rear of the screen there where it had like bars around it as it was going
Yes.
down. What kind of building is that?
So that is a jump puzzle building. You can actually jump to the top of it, and there's loot.
Oh,
That's awesome.
man, you thought of a lot of stuff here. So, What do we want? A nice open space. Well, what would you say would be a good one for me? I'm level 10. What range should I?
Well, it depends on what your damage is, really. It really depends on your items and your build. I would say if you're not hacking a swarm building, because swarm buildings tend to be a little bit harder, unless you have a really good AoE weapon, then yeah, look for something around level 20, and if you can handle that, go up to 30, something like that.
Knowing my abilities, I'll probably die. But it's okay. That's what I'm here for.
You've only died once. I'm surprised.
Well, you're surprised, you ass.
I made the damage a lot more manageable. It used to feel kind of like it was a war of glass cannons, but since I changed how much health they have and how much damage they do, it's been a lot better, I think.
Yeah, it paces better for combat.
Well,
right.
What do we got? Got a level 18 here. Level 68. There we go. 20. Level 20 it is. I feel like I'm
Killer Peachy says, level 100, go do it.
Well, I mean, if you want to see him die really quick. Oh, you found the level 21 right there.
Yeah.
Let's see how it goes.
Oh my god.
You're doing okay.
Whatever I'm doing is not working!
You're doing okay.
I'm out of RAM.
Ah.
This is not good. I'm at 36%.
Oh, that is a acid one, I think. So watch out. I think maybe you killed him already.
Okay, I think I have a good position at least. Hey, there we go. I needed to get a decent position to actually, kill things.
Either way, you did it. That's pretty awesome.
I did see it. Oh, snap.
So, we need a jump puzzle, multicolored, multiple buildings, and the shark.
Jump the shark.
Chop chop.
Then I guess I'll do movement speed. I need movement speed. Alright, so you gotta point me in the direction. Oh, that's level 79. I'm not doing that. So where'd you say was one that was color changing?
You kind of just have to look for them. They're randomly interspersed.
Or the jump puzzle one, I mean.
That one, it looks like
it was close.
The easiest way I can describe it is that it looks like it's ribbed.
Yeah. It's that one. It was close to the spawning area where you were hacking a whole bunch of little buildings, and it was yellow.
Now I officially don't know where I spawned.
Okay, so if you look in the bottom left, it actually tells you what your location is, and you spawned at 000.
Oh, I'm really out there. Okay. Well, I guess I'm gonna run this way then.
This game is awesome.
It is amazing.
Yeah, I'm liking this more and more the more we play it.
Yeah, this is
So, what was there a moment in time, or was there something you were watching, or what was the point of Eureka? I'm gonna make this grid-based, completely neon, sweet-ass first-person RPG.
That was actually going to be my question until I got attacked.
So, it actually was that I moved out here to California, and I was reading the Game of Thrones series.
Oh, yeah.
And that kind of became my hobby. And so, I'm out here, and I don't know that many people. My wife is here, but that's it. And so my hobby was reading Game of Thrones, and then I finished it, and I was like, oh, good God, what do I do now? What do I do with my life? And so I'm actually really into board games and card games and stuff, too. And Dungeons and Dragons, but that's a different story.
Second edition for me.
I'm really liking 5th edition. It's been good. It's kind of old school.
Yeah, good. I was wanting to play test it. Anyway, totally derailed, my bad.
Right. Anyway, so I thought, well, maybe I'll play, or maybe I'll mess with Unity. And then around that same time, I got the Netrunner card game.
Oh yeah,
Ding!
How was that one?
I got a Cowboy Icebreaker.
That one is fun. Netrunner is it's really great. It's 2 players. One person plays as a corporation. The other person plays as a hacker.
Sweet.
Really quick question: is there fall damage?
Sure. No.
Good.
Not at all.
Good. Because I did the jump puzzle. Okay.
Yeah, good work on the jump puzzle. Platformers, you are A-okay. First-person shooters... Anyway, back to the story.
Sure. And so, I wanted to play Netrunner, but my wife didn't want to play with me. And so I was like, well, what do I do? And I was like, well, I'll just make a hacking game. Screw her. And so, so I downloaded Unity, and the only game that I've done, like I've really tried to make, was on Android, and it was a dungeon crawler. It didn't really work very well, and I never really showed it to anybody.
Oh, I see.
Right. But my friend was telling me about Unity and how awesome it was, and so I'm like, oh, all right, I'll check that out. And so I did, I watched a couple of videos. I did a sliding puzzle tutorial on YouTube, which, if you notice, the spawn platform actually is still a sliding puzzle, and you can move the blocks around if you click them.
Oh.
That's cool. There was a multicolored... There's two. There's one right beside you.
I'm just going to walk around this building for a moment. Oh, I hear it.
Oh, you're going to fight the shark then, huh?
Oh, there's a shark.
You found him?
Yeah, we found him.
All right.
Oh, God.
You need to go in a serpentine pattern.
Serpentine!
Whoa!
He's very good at guessing where you're going to be.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna list lazily to the left. Does he know that?
Is he shooting acid missiles, or is that just the explosion?
Oh god.
No, he shoots missiles.
Oh man. Well, I'm doing pretty good against them. He hasn't come close to me.
You're actually just out of his range.
No, I killed him.
He's not trying to get closer. That's interesting.
He didn't come close at all, and I killed him.
Nice.
Go get the loot!
Loot! Military grade icebreaker.
So he always drops a unique item.
Movement speed 13, so I'll get rid of some of my garbage. Some of my garbage.
And some of the unique items are just like, very good. They've got great stats and everything. And some of the unique items are truly unique in that they actually have different abilities. This is not one of those.
Well, can you give us an example of the different abilities?
Sure. So I have a friend named Shaxwell, or he goes by Shaxwell online, and he helped me a lot with the early testing of this game. And so the unique laser gun is called Shaxwell's Silver Hammer.
That's awesome.
That's good.
And instead of shooting lasers, it shoots hammers that knock enemies back.
Wow, that's amazing.
I got lots of space. Oh, look how fast I shoot.
So yeah, there's that. There's a las gun that will set things on fire. And that's called Valentine's Love Beam. That came out for this patch. And there's a beam that will actually slow enemies down, and that's called Frostbiter. There are, let me see, I've got a list of them. Let me get the wiki out. So there is a Black Ice wiki, actually, and it's not, fully filled out, but it's got a lot of good information in it, like what all the different stats do and that sort of thing.
Oh, cool.
So let's see, let me link this in chat. So there are currently 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, there's 7 different uniques. Hey, it's Eyeball, how's it going?
Hey, Bob.
So yeah, there's 7 different uniques in the game that are truly unique, and then there are a bunch of uniques that are just really powerful.
Let's see, I'll do a level 36. Hopefully that goes horrible.
30% increase RAM. Oof. Chance to pierce? Does that mean like that it'll actually just pierce through and go through anybody in the line?
Yeah, anything that it hits. So if you get a whole lot of chance to pierce, you can, line up a whole bunch of enemies and just shoot straight through them, or you can even shoot through walls.
Oh, these guys drop landmines.
Oh, yes, they are.
You can shoot the mines if you're careful.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Whoa.
Woo, look at that swarm.
Whoa. Okay. Back up, back up. Oh my god, he's holding a landmine.
He's got a landmine on it.
Okay, now I got an issue.
So,
Oh my god.
Fortune Voyager's here now, and actually yesterday, I was messing around with the name generation algorithm.
Yeah, I was
And-
gonna point that out.
He,
Whoa, what the Jeez.
did you get slowed?
No, just one of the spiders was right on my ass, or like right on my face actually. It kind of freaked me out.
Face, ass.
Yeah, ass face.
Anyway,
So, Fortune Voyager was like, well, you should put my name in the game. And I'm like, well, I can't just put your name, like, directly into it. That's not cool. And so we were thinking about it. We're like, well, you know, there's a lot of Russian hackers, right? And so we switched it around a little bit, and we came up with Fortunev Oyager, which is just shifting the space over by one. That's one of the random names.
Whoa, I don't want to go out of there. Ooh, that was cool.
that is an awesome nod to him, though.
Jeez, these guys are tough.
Oh man. So he shot that that acid ball directly at you, and you didn't even try to dodge.
I didn't even realize what was going on until it happened. So.
Oh, acid shower? That sounds beautiful.
Yeah, you know, it's okay. It's not hurting me too much. Yeah.
Juicebox wanted me to add like a cat enemy called a script kitty,
Oh,
Yeah.
which is it's pretty funny. I need to find a good model for a cat that has animation and stuff before I can do anything like that.
Oh, yeah.
Because again, I'm not really a 3D modeler. Man, you've got a nice little arena with lots of corners and stuff in here, don't you?
yeah, and I'm just kind of giving
Why
my.
he's still alive.
It's why I'm still alive.
I mean, it looks like all you have to do is kill the remaining ones. You need to find a healing item, I think.
Yes, I totally
Yep.
do. I totally agree that I do. I'm just gonna run around for a little bit.
You're doing okay.
At least get
You know,
my-
your health doesn't regenerate on its own.
No, I know it doesn't.
Although I'm thinking
God.
about adding
Why
stuff
did
like
that- why did-
shields that can regenerate in combat.
These
That would be pretty cool. That mechanic is giving a lot of games a good refresh. So.
Mm-hmm.
What is that? Oh, that didn't work at all.
So, Giant, one of the things that might be hurting you here is that you could look at your items and figure out exactly what kind of stats they have and try to stack specific ones. So, for instance, there's a damage reduction affix that will make it, you know, much harder for them to do damage to you. It basically acts like armor. It just reduces the damage.
Oh, cool.
So you can look for that if you don't have a healing item.
Just gonna
So
keep
you
running.
don't have a. Oh, I guess you do have a jump now. You can jump over the acid and it doesn't hurt as much.
Oh.
Let's see. Oh man, you are so low health. Are you gonna make this?
There it is.
No.
It's cursed
Oh.
splat.
Cyber War. Cyber War never changes. So that was that was that. Yeah.
That was an epic battle, though. I really liked that.
Yeah, that was really good.
It's because
That-
I wanted
that
to
would-
try my one the super shotgun thing that I put in, and I couldn't
Right.
use it, and I sucked.
Well, I mean, you can change your inventory in combat.
Mm-hmm. Well, the thing
which
that
I might have to disable eventually. I don't. You can't change your inventory. Like, you can't take out an item that's on cooldown, for instance.
Mm-hmm.
So you can't like scum it that way. Like, just have a bunch of different items on cooldowns and switch them out.
The only thing that I would say that could potentially be a little bit more helpful in the situation, because it is WASD, is maybe making it so that you can change your secondary weapon with your scroll.
Yeah. Actually, I was thinking it would be cool if you could hit like tab, for instance, and it would switch both your primary and your secondary to a different
so you
set.
could have like different weapon sets and stuff.
Yeah, because that was my biggest thing is that I'm trying to run, and then I have to grab 1, 2, 3, 4 to actually to get
Just buy a Razor Naga.
Yeah, I'll just buy it.
Just do
That
that.
I still have your old one.
Well, there you go.
No, the problem is that every time I click it, it actually moves the mouse.
That's weird.
It's the weirdest thing. Like you click down and the mouse button, like the mouse doesn't move, but
the cursor does.
The cursor does.
That's weird.
So I couldn't actually use it because of that.
So typically, because we have the YOLO mode, but typically what happens, like, is there any penalties for death in the game?
So when you die, I think you lose
lost,
it's either 10 or 25% of your credits.
Yeah, I lost, I think, 230 something because I didn't have much to begin with. So that's about 20%, yeah.
Right. So because you can sell and buy items for the exact same price, one of the things you can do is just buy items that you don't even want to hold in your inventory.
They're kind of like a bank that way.
Right.
Yeah.
So you can do that, but that's scummy.
Yeah.
No, that's called capitalism.
That's also
well, that's called that I haven't built in a way of making items in the shop cost more than they do to sell, and that's strictly to make it more friendly to the players. But it's probably not something I need to keep forever.
Well, what do you think? What should I do? Should I do it? Should I try again, or what? We gonna go for the full 2?
That one's up to you.
I don't care.
Go for it. This time.
Oh, I didn't save.
Didn't save.
You quit. You didn't save and quit.
Oh, I thought I just returned the menu. Oh well. Do you want to give it a try?
Sure.
All right, we're gonna take a quick break, like a 5-minute or something, just so we can switch things around.
Yeah.
And,
that sounds great. I really have.
Yeah, I've been having to go. I've had to go to the washroom for the past like hour and a half. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna turn off our cameras for a moment, and I'm gonna turn on some Tron music for everybody to listen to for now. And
yeah, I got it.
Yep. I'll have to go do this first though. Get into here and return.
Yeah, so I think at first I'm going to try to go for just co-op. And with the service that I'm setting up, you should be able to like create rooms with names, and so you'll be able to like say like, hey, for instance, if you want to trade somebody, you can say I'm looking for this item or something like that.
Awesome.
Or like let's go and kill the shark together.
Have a romantic evening, killing the shark.
Or private rooms with passwords on them, stuff like that. And I'm thinking co-op at first, but I'll probably have it to where you can hit a flag and then friendly fire is turned on.
Oh, I like it.
Friendly fire off.
Okay. I'm gonna hack you.
Yeah, Lurthal there, the hacker name that was randomly chosen there. That's the name of one of my friend's D&D characters.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I love finding out all the little stories of where people get their inspiration for stuff like that.
PvP would be amazing.
PvP in this? That would be interesting.
So it would probably just be shooting each other.
Yeah.
But one of the things that people have suggested is like maybe you both have servers and your servers are spawning enemies that go and try to attack the other player or their enemies.
Oh, cool.
That would kind of put it into it'd be almost like Dota.
Yeah. That would be an interesting new MOBA game.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't think I really want to do that though.
Look at that. We're doing
The focus is definitely going to be on co-op.
PvP and jetpack around.
I lit him on fire.
Yeah, you have a shotgun that shoots fireballs.
Nice. Good start.
Oh god. Out of my way, squid. See, it's not that bad. I just have 2 buildings.
So, actually, when you're hacking more than one building at once, the enemies will attack each other.
Oh, even better.
If they're different colors.
I was about
If
to
they're the
say,
same
that
color,
would have been nice to know.
Yes.
In multiplayer, what will players show up as? Well, right now, players are capsules. It's not quite a cylinder. But I do definitely want to add models to them. But at first, it's probably just going to be a cylinder.
Nothing wrong with that. All right.
Yeah, this was a question that was posted a little while ago about putting in viewable weapons on screen. That would only be really cool in the sense that you could really get imaginative with what some of these weapons look like.
You wouldn't be able to like have your machine gun going and then pop off the shotgun and then go back to the machine gun like instantaneously.
Right.
That's more using the abilities. Think of it like a mage or something in Skyrim, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So the player is supposed to represent an actual human hacker, or cyborg or augmented human, whatever. But you are essentially human. You have jacked into the internet here to hack these servers, and the problem is, since you have to hack in through your cyber brain, if they hack you back or kill you in the game, you die in real life because they hack your cyber brain to kill you.
That's
right.
very Matrix-esque.
While still being like original Tron-esque.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean that's basically how it works in most cyberpunk movies.
Yeah,
that I've read.
Call it Matronics.
There's not enough cyberpunk. My wife is a huge fan of cyberpunk. Although she just found dieselpunk, but she's been into Shadow.
You can click on doors?
Yeah, you can see what the corporation's all about.
Oh, man, I knew nothing about this.
Oh. Microcom Hardware PMC specializes in manufacturing non-lethal weapons. They test things on transients. Non-lethally, of course.
Why are you deleting the game, Bob?
He's deleting the game because we said if he dies in the game, he dies in real life.
Oh. Hey, I'm still alive, or am I?
Yeah. So, Rikoi, it would make sense to have a left mouse button attachment and then a right, or a left mouse button, it's your gun, and then the right one's an attachment. The problem with that, again, is that I'd be spending time on, the models for those weapons instead of, making more weapons, for instance.
Yeah.
Right. So.
Oh.
I mean, technically, the default mode of this game is YOLO mode, but it's turned off by default.
Okay. Oh, you got yourself a jumper right over there.
Ooh.
Do it.
It's blue.
Do it.
Do it. So, where MightBeGiant has troubles with shooting games, I'm no good at platforming.
Oh, man. See, the good thing about this is that this is reminiscent of Neon. There's this a game that I played, a first-person view game, 3D, and it's literally a 3D platformer. It made me so sick when I played it because they had contrasting colors, and
you put that one on, didn't you? That was one of your first ones.
It was not really one of the first ones, but it was earlier on. But yeah, the problem is that it had contrasting colors, and I played the level with red and green. And I had to stop playing after about 5 minutes because I felt like I was going to puke.
You know, that's kind of cool.
So you're colorblind?
No, I'm not colorblind. It's just I must have a bit of a sensitivity with red and green. Or like, I'll give you an example. If I look at red writing on a blue background, it actually looks 3D to me.
That's interesting.
I don't understand it, but
damage reduced.
Yeah. So there's actually a photosensitive mode in the game that I put in because I have several fans that do get seizures and stuff like that.
Oh, crazy. Yeah, that's smart to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, so if you save it, you got a nice sprint.
Yeah.
Yes,
save the game, unlike somebody here.
So if you save and quit instead of just directly quitting,
yeah.
Maybe I should make it to where you can only save and quit.
No, see,
I think there's
my
not really...
thing is that I thought that I could return to the menu and then go back into the game. That's what I thought. So that was my bad.
Yes. No, sorry. It's that's not how it is.
Photosensitive.
That's okay.
Yeah. So I think that's a good point. There's no reason to have you just quit. I'm gonna have save and quit be default.
Unless it's YOLO mode.
Oh, you could have just put on God mode.
Well, you should be able to save your game in YOLO mode, but photosensitive mode is down there, and you can also turn on low particles mode. The game doesn't look nearly as good in photosensitive mode, but it is
But you're
much
not
much
gonna
better.
die playing it.
Yeah. Oh, let's check it out.
Don't turn God mode on.
No. So it says reload required. Does that mean I just need to quit out and then come back in?
That just means you can't. No. You don't actually have to quit out and come back in. That just means you can't be in the game and have it take effect immediately.
Okay.
You have to be in the main menu and then go back into the game. That's what it means by load
Whoa.
instead of restart.
Oh,
Okay.
interesting. Oh, another jump puzzle. Yay! Jumping!
Yeah, so jump puzzles are one of the few buildings that I don't think I changed the textures on, but I changed it for almost everything else.
Now I'll get on top of this jump puzzle and we can really see. That's neat, though. Oh,
Yeah,
I
it's
really
kind
like
of an
that.
interesting color scheme. Kind of reminds me of Thomas Was Alone.
Are you gonna
Yeah, totally.
eventually make different jump puzzle models, or are there actually more than just the one that he's on?
Well, there is just that one right now. That's actually manually placed. I've thought about making them more random, but the problem is, as soon as you get a jetpack, you can just fly onto the top of those things.
Maybe you should
So
make
it's-
it so that
Oh,
you
right.
have to hit certain locations on the puzzle to
You could still
actually
just
activate
jetpack
the
to
item.
them.
Yeah, no, that would make sense. But then you could probably just fly into the side, hit a
Still,
button or whatever.
It would take a little bit longer.
Yeah.
It's not. It's not exactly a free lunch.
Oh, snap.
Right, exactly. That's true. I don't think you can fly so high that it breaks the game. You can definitely fly past the stars, though.
I got a cowboy ass breaker.
So that's supposed to be a console cowboy, not like a Western cowboy.
Yeah, yeah.
It's good to know.
Okay, so wait. No extra stats for any of those.
Talk louder.
There we go.
Talk your shit. Talk what you're thinking.
I think much shit.
Yeah, exactly.
So that does give you the photosensitive mode right there, though. That looks really cool.
So that's a good thing then. The photosensitive mode is just another way to view it, and it still looks pretty neat.
Yeah, and it really helps people that have issues with that. Like, there were definitely some people that, could only play it for, like 2 minutes at a time without getting sick. And with the photosensitive mode on, they're able to play it for, I don't know, a couple hours.
Whoa!
Oh!
That's what you get for activating 3.
What have I done?
What did you do?
Yeah,
Oh, I'm waiting for it.
It's like, oh, there's one big guy. I got this. And then I turned around.
Oh, well, that's because one of the buildings that you hacked was a swarm building.
Yeah, that certainly is it. As you walk.
Dun, dun, dun.
And you can see they're fighting each other there.
Oh, yes. Also, what a clutch level up. I see it
Nice.
refreshes your life when you level up.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it does.
Thank
That's a
you.
good thing. That's
Thank
a
you
good
for
thing.
that.
Yeah, other than the health power-ups, that's one of the only ways that you can get health.
Oh, sniper weapon. Cool. I want to see. Chance to ricochet.
Ew. Isn't that
Yeah, so
fancy?
Ricochet is an interesting affix. It's not super useful, but it's fun. So that's when you hit something, after it does damage to that thing, it can go off in a different direction. So that's 30%. You should be able to see that pretty well.
Yeah.
But with high
Wow.
Ricochet, you could, for instance, stand between two buildings and just shoot lasers back and forth until they were, bouncing off both
I've
buildings.
been doing
over
that
and
in
over again.
loadout lately.
Still got to see what that game is. I just heard about it.
It's-
Loadout's pretty cool.
Yeah, it is. It is. It's not bad at all. For a free game, I was not expecting as good as it was.
Definitely a lot of cool power-ups in this game, Bob says.
Yeah, heck yeah, Bob. Oh,
Thank you,
hack
Bob.
level 130. 1588. I figure.
So, are
ooh,
the items
208.
procedurally generated?
Are what procedurally generated?
All the items.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. I tried to procedurally generate as much as I can.
Oh, it's a
So-
fire sniper rifle.
The levels are procedurally generated, or like where the buildings are is procedurally generated. The items are procedurally generated. The enemies are procedurally generated, and the health is pretty random. Where they spawn is random. Let's see, what else? Like what sort of add-on affixes they have is random. Dude, that Ricochet is just fun looking, isn't it?
Yeah,
like you're
it
shooting
is.
it and the lasers are just going off.
Get a high refresh on that shot and just have
Especially
fun.
when it's a fireball. Pew. Oh, I'll get it. Bang, bang. Oh man, that is tempting. Hack level 208.
Yeah, are you? Well, it's only 8:30, so you got some time.
We'll come back for you,
Take
giant
on the big
blue
one
building.
eventually. So I want to tell everybody that what's going to be happening with Average Gamer and I is that we're actually going to be making a hitbox channel that will be devoted to plan chats. So we're going to try our best to get the developers to come on and talk with us like this, and we'll have special guests, and we'll just try to make it about as interesting as possible.
Mm-hmm. The nice thing is that it helps us out just for getting us out there. It really helps the developers out.
Yeah,
We get a lot
Yes.
of
That's one of the
exposure for
big
the
things
games.
that I'm here to get the developers, a little bit of the spotlight, despite being small, but who knows?
Like this game right here, I keep saying it's making a big splash on the internet. I still think it deserves more than that. So I'm hoping that when you decide that you don't want to give it away for free, that you're going to get just as good of a reaction.
Well, thank you.
Well, you got to think about it the way that Eric Asmussen did it with Disco Dodgeball. He's still probably making money off it, but he gave away 4,000 keys,
Yeah,
Yeah.
valued at I think he said over $100,000.
yeah.
And it was just like it was a small investment for the ends justify the means sort of thing.
Yeah.
Alright.
I'm not sure that I'm going to do something like that. But one of the things I've been considering is giving out keys to streamers. Which, it makes sense to do for the big ones, but one of the things that Noble Kale does, do you know that guy, Kale?
Yep.
He does Corey's a Scred.
Yep.
Yeah, so he gave out keys to anybody who had a channel at all.
Yeah, he gave me one too.
Yeah. I'm not certain that I'm going to do that, but maybe. I'll see.
Well,
It makes
show
it makes
us, of
sense to
course.
try and get it to the big guys too, because you really want that exposure more than anything.
Oh, yeah.
Big
Yeah,
bada
it
boom.
makes sense to send it to
Bada
the
boom.
big guys.
Sorry.
But I don't know.
Well, it's all choice, and there's no wrong way, sort of, for the most part.
That's the thing, Koki. It's once it leaves alpha, it's not going to be free anymore.
Mm-hmm.
But what I'm planning on doing is I'm planning on aiming for an eventual price of something like $20 maximum. And then, but when it's in beta, it's going to be $5. And then as I add
Sorry, keep going. We're just talking about the
chance to
identity.
ricochet and pierce and homing. Wow. Okay.
Yeah, it's a hell of a
Um,
shotgun. Anyway.
So as I add more features, I will charge more, but the updates will be free for everybody that currently has the game. So instead of doing what a lot of people do, which is, the price is really high for early adopters, which kind of doesn't make any sense. The price is actually going to be low and then go up to a release price and then, sales eventually after that,
Yeah.
but not for a while.
What do you think you're going to cap the value at?
20.
That's fine.
Oh yeah.
That's
would-
my current goal.
Yeah,
I would-
that's very
I would
reasonable.
currently pay $20
Yeah,
for this game.
definitely.
Really?
Oh
With
yeah.
with the amount of content in it and the replay value,
Yeah.
that alone will.
I would also say that you wouldn't want to go more than 20 just because of what current expectations are from the indie gaming world.
Yeah,
but-
unfortunately, in the world that we're in, a lot of people almost expect a lot of free-to-play shit now, which is kind
Yeah.
of sad.
Pisses
Right,
me
absolutely.
off.
Like,
Well, but that's the thing, though. I'm never going to have microtransactions. I'm not even going to sell you a hat.
Yeah, exactly.
can you sell us an in real life hat?
And in real, so that's the sort of
Oh,
thing that I
Black
would
Ice
like
hat.
to sell.
I would totally buy
Yes,
a black
please.
ice
More swag right now.
hat. You give me a.
Yeah.
I will buy a T-shirt and a hat
Oh.
right now.
Question.
Yeah, will you buy a T-shirt that says "I killed the shark" and all I got was this stupid T-shirt?
Sure.
I would pay for that. I'm not. I was gonna wear my Markiplier shirt today, but I didn't. But I would gladly pay for that.
Yeah,
That's all.
I'm all about the fun T-shirts right now. So
question: in this mode, what do the stores look like?
So the stores are that's actually that's a problem.
Okay.
That's an oversight. So the stores are the thin columns that I think I can see one near the spawn point. So I think they're probably about the size of a jump building, but they don't have the ribs on them. And if you mouse over them, and you can see them from a really long way away, they do say "click to shop."
Oh, okay.
In the top there, when you're looking at like the hack.
Like is that you don't have to be within a certain proximity of the building. You can tell what it is from wherever you are, which is nice.
Right.
So what level were you when you died?
12.
10
or 12. 11. No, 12.
Yeah, I think you were 12.
Woo! Firebolt.
So another thing I was considering doing is when I do launch it at first, it's probably going to be on itch.io because it's super easy to set up stuff on there.
Totally.
And the other thing is you can pay more for games on itch.io if you want.
Yeah.
So if I set the minimum price to $5 and let people pay more and then rewarded them for doing so. So kind of like a Kickstarter, but just for the basic selling the game.
Is Bob still in chat? Bob actually did it really well. He had certain tiers for Approaching Infinity when we were doing our show last week.
Yeah, whatever.
And
he's doing
itch.
Yeah, so he did his own Kickstarter, right?
Yeah.
But are you talking about after the Kickstarter's over?
Yeah, no, after. Yeah, just on his itch
I'm gonna
website.
have to look that up.
Yeah. I think I still have the link. If not, I'm sure Bob does if he's still in chat.
Yeah, Bob's here still. And he can throw the link
it's
up,
not
Bob.
approachinginfinity.itch.io.
No, it's itch.io/approachinginfinity or something like that.
I'm sure I can find it on
You'll
his
find
site.
it pretty quick, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, come on, Bob. I'm giving you free plugs here.
No, Bob is a friend.
Yeah,
That's
no, he's
good.
a cool guy, too.
Yeah, I saw that Twitter video thing. Actually,
Whoa, this dude has a shield.
Yeah, and so you should aim for the guy with the shield first, because he makes
Good.
everybody else much harder to kill.
Okay. He annoyed me with surprise, so I shot him. Oh, the sniper rifle.
now one thing I could possibly mention is the fact that when it tells you this, like the stats on the scrolling stats on the left side,
Yes.
is there a way to make it a bit more visible? Because I barely even noticed that they were there.
I mean, so right now it's much less visible. If you'll notice, I think because we're in this mode where everything is kind of by default
I
a
don't
light
know,
color.
I don't know if it's because I was so focused right in front of me, but it just I couldn't really I couldn't notice it.
Yeah.
as well.
But so the thing about that is it's not actually necessary to read any of that, I don't think.
Mhm.
So all it's really telling you is, when you kill an enemy, it tells you how much XP you get. It tells you, it does mention that every time you kill an enemy, it reduces the hack time remaining on that server. So if you kill a lot of enemies early, you'll actually hack the building faster.
Oh, okay.
And it'll tell you like what loot items you picked up, but you can just look in your inventory for that.
Yeah. One observation, a question,
Sure.
is... Oh, perfect. So my sniper rifle has the chance for ricochet, obviously.
Yes.
And I'm noticing my machine gun ricochet now. Is that because of the sniper rifle?
Yes, it is.
That's so cool.
All of the affixes on all of your items are global instead of local.
That's so neat. So it makes a lot of sense to try and get some diverse weaponry.
It can, yeah.
Koki Boki says,
Yeah, and I'm not sure that I'm going to keep that forever, but I kind of like how it's working out.
Yeah, it makes for some neat effects.
in the chat says the shields don't really block my attacks. I'm curious on what they're supposed to do.
They don't block your attacks, but if you notice, if you mouse over, and I know this is hard to do in combat, but which is one of the reasons I kind of don't like the shields, but if you mouse over them, you can see that they actually have doubled HP when they're in the shield.
Oh, which in this patch is like quadruple HP.
Right.
Good.
Right, and they grant everybody that's within the radius of that additional HP as well. So you kind of have to watch out for that.
Oh my god.
And if you hit somebody with a shield and you get their shield health down a certain amount, it'll actually regenerate if you don't keep shooting them.
Oh, interesting.
So it's very much like a Halo shield.
Yeah. God, I like this game. Hey, what are you doing? You little jerk. Yeah.
Was he on your head?
No, he was
No.
just kind of following
Just
behind.
biting me in the ass.
Yeah. You know about those head crabs? Well, this is an ass crab.
Okay.
Oh, jeez.
Can I equip you now? My beautiful shotgun.
Oh,
Yes!
yeah.
I'm gonna put you. Oh, but I like.
You're
my
probably going to be able to
sniper
use
What
it
did you find?
once.
Oh,
This
that-
thing
that
that's worth
huge shotgun.
13,000 bit creds.
Nice.
It does so much damage. 254. Well, 255 DPS.
What does that say? 86 or 66
Where?
for your big ass item here? For it's the RAM used.
66.
Shoot it once.
I will.
Make sure it's worth it.
Oop, wait, wrong button. Oh, it's a rocket shotgun. And yeah, it did. It used all my RAM.
Yeah, so you gotta
Awesome.
kinda be careful with that, I guess.
37. Think we can do it? We'll do this 3 as well.
What are you at, 10? Yeah, you're fine.
Okay, 37s. Beat up the 3s. It's like bum fights. Hey, no, you're not friends.
Yeah, if they're the same color, they'll be friends.
No! The buildings were different. Oh, there
Or
we
if
go.
they're close enough to the same color.
Excuse me.
Oh no, those are different colors.
Yeah.
They will attack what's closest. So
This could be it
sometimes
for
you have to
me.
worry about that.
Oh yeah, I'm so dead here.
Oh man, the shield is what's gonna screw you
Yeah.
here. I just
Oh.
yeah.
I lost
And you can
one
tell
big
which
cred.
one has the shield because he'll have that little orb over his head, and you can aim for him. Oh, you
Yeah.
got him.
I got him, technically. He was kind of in the
But
middle of a
Too little, too
swarm.
late.
Oh no, you didn't get him. Yeah.
GG.
Yeah, I think I need to nerf the shields. Actually, I,
like them.
did.
No,
nerf them. It's not.
I like it.
Make it a following thing? Or...
It was also me, because I made the choice to attack the level 37 thing. I'm only level 10. Oh dear.
Yeah, you should have tried maybe a 30 first.
So, actually, let's look at Bob's thing here. Okay, so he's got. I don't know what pay it forward credits are, but I assume that that's a. I have no idea what that is. Your name in the credits, design a short quest.
But you see, like, the different levels of tiers that he's done.
Yeah, I like that he's got a cheat as one of the rewards. That's interesting.
Oh man.
Yeah. So some of the things that he's offering, I can't really do, like designing an enemy. It's like, well, that'd be great if I could 3D model.
Yeah, his is a little bit different because it's pixel art too.
Ray gun?
Right.
Plasma
I mean,
ball?
pixel art's still really intricate, but
Oh, Digichakram. Chinese.
Yeah, you guys haven't tried a las gun yet. I think you'd like it. The downside to las guns is they don't do anything when you've got ricochet or pierce on them.
Oh yeah, I've used these before.
oh snap!
They're so good.
What's the range on it?
I wish I believe it tells you in your. Beep, 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 beep.
Whoa! Don't do that.
Okay.
That initial burst kills your.
G. G.
Well, that reminds me of Goldeneye. Shooting your name into the wall and then the old ones eventually disappear. How do you determine which player has the reward in game?
Whoa! I think.
Yeah, no, that's what I was asking, Eyeball. So, with the
yeah, that
las
was you,
gun,
nerd.
huh?
That was you. I should have read the name.
So with the las gun, it takes RAM every second, and so it actually helps the RAM consumption if you hold the button down as opposed to letting go for every target. Oh, you got set on fire there.
I did. They have the little fire things above their head. That means they shoot fire at me, I assume, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
The melee ones just add fire when they attack you, and the ranged ones will shoot fireballs.
Oh, cool.
Are you going to take it on?
I'm taking it on. Come here, you Sharky McShark.
There he is.
Oh, yep. Hello. Excuse me, sir.
Yeah, you should be okay, but your mines aren't really going to help you against that shark.
Oh, ow. Suck fire. I already got him. Oh, jeez,
Oh,
that sniper
snap.
rifle. Poof.
That was it.
It's that sniper rifle, man. What can I say?
Nice.
Yeah, so the shark, I should probably make it to where his health is dependent on your level or something, but...
Frostbite.
It's currently just at to 1,000.
Oh,
Yeah.
I got a unique sniper.
Nice.
Holy good God.
188 to 266.
DPS 484. So my shotgun is...
Ooh, it's a frost sniper. So that's a slowing one, not a freezing one.
Yeah.
But it's
Awesome. We're gonna use
chance
it.
to ricochet, chance to pierce. Ooh, high crit too.
Ooh.
That's awesome. And 20% attack speed. That's really good.
And it doesn't use a heck of a lot of RAM.
We have. That's not bad at all. Oh, right. Who's first? Where are you, big guy? Where are you, big guy? Where is he? He's probably on the other side of the building.
They're waiting for
Oh, there you are. Woo! Where'd he go?
Uh-oh.
I love the way the frost bolts look.
Yeah, me too. I really enjoy the fire animation.
Thank you.
It looks really, again, it's that whole contrast of the black neon kind of colors, but it makes it for a really cool effect. Cyber missiles, who needs those? You. All right, let's get this
Jumps.
I already think you screwed up because I think you had to leave one of your areas to...
on. No, there's 1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh, it's just very pale.
Yeah, I think there's actually a little bit of leeway. You can get slightly outside of the ring, and it doesn't actually cancel it.
Yeah.
But it's not very far.
Oh,
Yeah.
that was awesome. They were all just too
It
busy
actually
fighting
can
each
get
other.
easier when there's a lot of them because they kill each other.
Yeah, totally. And then I get nothing
But,
loot.
it's a lot more chaos, and you're a lot more likely to get shot in the back, so it's...
Yeah.
Ton of items.
Well, I haven't found a shop yet.
Remember, tall and
You, I'm sure you have, you just might not have seen it.
yeah, much more likely. Okay,
There's a
31.
rare... Awesome.
Big squid.
Man, I would have loved having a Lasgun.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, las guns are crazy because they're ridiculously accurate, and even though their RAM cost is really high, it's still worth it usually.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Just cut through things.
Yeah, I was worried that people wouldn't like las guns at first. I was wrong.
Yes. Okay. Do-do-do. The quest for shopping.
Yeah, just look for tall, skinny
That
buildings.
purple one right there.
That's where I'm going, yeah. Ooh, hack difficulty 283.
You could do it.
Yeah,
Oh,
shops
there we go.
also have hack difficulty 350. There's another way to look for them.
Yeah. Shaxwell's hardware market. So, hello, Mr.
Yep.
Shaxwell.
There's another Shaxwell reference.
Oh, instant heals. Whoa! He's got... Oh!
Huh? What'd you find?
You can't afford it.
I will. Do you see all this stuff I have? Sell all inventory items. Boof! Give it to me. Yes! I found a jetpack. And I still have 7 grand.
Awesome.
Gray hat mod chip. Oh, loot find plus 21%. Sprint.
Oh,
Instant
delicious.
Blink? You can get blink as
Yep.
well.
You
I'm
can
gonna-
teleport.
I might replace my thingy.
Is there a set distance or wherever you click?
There's a set distance further, and it's further the higher rarity the teleport is.
Oh, but that was so good.
Just go after that large white building. What could possibly go wrong?
Woo! Cool!
You broke my
And you can
computer.
actually teleport up too.
No.
It's not like some other blinks. Like it's not like WoW's blink.
Yeah. There we go. Oh, this game just
That's
got
actually kind of interesting
amazing.
because you can hack the building from the top of it.
Oh, they follow you. I
Yeah,
won't do it
know
on a
that. I know
130.
they do, but
Yeah, try to get on top of buildings. It won't help you.
does it give you
I like the
any
way you say
sort
that.
of, advantage at all?
Oh, it does the
The squids
The-
flap, right?
the aimbots don't climb buildings. So they'll kind of crouch around at the bottom of it and shoot up at you when you peek your head over.
Oh, jeez.
And then you get killed anyways.
Excuse me, sir. Excuse me, sirs. Where they get? What? Pooh. It's like Grand Theft Auto on the Xbox. In a really high building and snipe.
You can. Yeah, I mean, you've got that sniper rifle.
Yeah.
Hey, that's a frost enemy there, too.
Oh, you forgot to turn the music back on.
Oh, I did?
Yeah, I turned it off for the Tron music.
Oh, that's easy.
Set it to 20.
Control.
Music volume down.
Got it.
Yeah. Or not 20, 10.
Ooh, you got slowed. Oh, you're all slow now? Oh, there aren't any enemies killing you, though.
Oh,
lucky.
multicolored. So, what does the multicolored building actually do?
It just spawns tons and tons of enemies.
Oh, awesome.
All from the
oh.
top.
Oh!
Oh,
So that was that time, Giant, when you were hacking one and you turned around and there were like 16 of them?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that makes sense.
Whee! Oh my god. I need more jetpacks in this game, please. Whoa, hello.
So for everybody that's still in the chat, I think most likely next Monday, for our next one, there's a good chance that it'll be, what's it called?
Telenon Towers.
Yeah, Telenon Towers and
We'll make an amazing game
is it
as well.
AE
AE Heart.
Heart?
Yeah.
And it's
Ooh, that blink.
an RPG,
Oh, did I get
classic
knocked out?
RPG. So
Nice.
more than likely that'll be our next episode. And we're thinking of putting, we might make a new YouTube channel to just put the full episode.
Yeah. Do you want to
Nice.
link our Twitters? Because everybody can follow all that fun information from
Yeah.
Twitter too.
And we'll link
Yeah.
our Twitter.
So no, you guys should see if you can get the guy that's doing Savage, the Shard of Gosen. Have you heard of that game?
I have not, no.
It is a Nintendo-style game that you're basically Conan the Barbarian.
I like it.
Yeah, and the pixel art's great, and he's doing a Kickstarter and a Greenlight campaign right now.
Oh, good.
So you should talk to him. Let's see. His name is Tobor Prime.
If you wouldn't mind emailing me that would be perfect.
Okay, I will do that. Or I'll just Twitter private message.
Yeah, even better.
I'm assuming everybody knows. Put in your Twitter, Gareth, just in case people.
Oh, I have it on my laptop, but you don't know how to use Macs.
What is that button? What's that button?
Yeah. Actually, I'm pretty sure that everybody I've seen talking for the past 30 minutes or so is already following me.
Yeah,
on
I kind of figured.
Mhm. Oh,
Not everybody.
but they
I was
will
surprised
be.
that one of your friends in here has been playing my game on Game Jolt, but has never like met me or anything.
There's one guy, Killer Peachy, who's actually one of my friends, like IRL. We LARP together.
LARPing it.
Oh, well, that's cool.
Yeah, no, it's a lot of fun. Oh, I need to.
Oh wow, he is wow. He got about $700 today or yesterday. That's pretty awesome.
That's great.
On his Kickstarter.
Wow.
That's awesome.
Yeah, he is just over halfway with 12 days to go.
Great.
So I think he'll probably make it. The ice balls are ricocheting, yes.
Heck yeah, they are.
But yeah, Tobor, the guy that's making that game, he's always in my dev streams when I'm developing. He's a really nice guy.
Oh, cool. I'd love to meet him. My wife is actually going to have a Kickstarter going pretty quick here as well, but that's for...
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's for chainmail jewelry, which is what I'm wearing.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Does she do like the whole chainmail bikini thing, or is it just jewelry?
Right now it's just jewelry. I've done the whole...
That's probably better.
Bikini thing right here. But yeah, that should be a good time.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry. This game is getting insanely fun with this blink and this teleport. I'm just...
Well, just a word of advice, you have 7 minutes.
7 minutes?
7 minutes.
What should we do that's crazy? Somebody in the stream give me something crazy to do.
Close it off with the 500. Come on.
The 500?
Do the 500.
Okay.
You might as well.
Okay. Yeah.
You have to try it at least once.
I'll do it right after I kill this building.
Kill the building.
I'm gonna.
It's not a, you don't hack the building.
Just, you know, Garrett, don't be sad when a level 15 character beats this level 500 building character.
I'd be pretty impressed if you're able to do that. There's only one tactic that I know of that's been able to beat it in a sort of cheap fashion at this point.
Yeah.
But it does take a lot of work to get the correct items to do it.
Oh, crazy.
Yeah. So the idea is you can cheat a little bit because a lot of the items have just flat additional damage on them, and that works for high-level weapons as well as low-level weapons. So you can get a low-level weapon where you don't have to spend that much RAM to use it, and then stack a ton of plus.
Oh, that makes sense.
Right.
Yeah.
So Koki, it can take 7 minutes to hack finality if you have a normal icebreaker. The faster your icebreaker and the faster your attack or your hack speed, the less time it takes. So that's one of the ways that difficulty is managed in this game, is that the big buildings are really hard to take unless you've got a better icebreaker.
Interesting.
But yeah, it would be surprising if you were able to hack everything. You might last.
What do you think I am? Average? Sorry.
You might last a while if you were able to get to the top of it and sit there and wait for the ones to climb up. But eventually you're going to have to go down and fight the things that are on the ground, and that's going to be tough.
Oh, I totally almost did. Oh well. I'll just wait for the round to get up. And then I'll start this. Alright, finality. I don't like you, because you're giant and white, and you don't have any feelings, because you're a building.
That's the spirit.
But I'm gonna beat the crap out of you. Oh, that's small.
How long is the hack time on it?
Ooh.
Depends.
5.5 minutes. Oh dear. I killed one! No! Now I killed one. Oh, and I leveled because of it.
And you're dying instantly. That's awesome.
So you killed one enemy but then died?
Yeah, instantly died. I killed an enemy though, so you know, I'm happy with that.
That's a win. That's a win in the books.
Yeah, so he actually didn't do too much damage to you. What happened though? I can't even tell what killed you.
Well,
just out of nowhere. That was hilarious.
Whoa, hello. Excuse me, sir.
Oh man.
It's possible.
Oh.
That a spider jumped on your head or
No,
something?
they just hit hard. You're gonna see in a moment just what happened.
Oh man, that one is classic.
Wow.
So they only do about, I don't know, a third of your health every hit? Like that's not awful.
Oh no, that's totally manageable.
Yeah, definitely.
Alright, here's the other one.
Okay, so after this we're gonna...
Oh yeah, start wrapping it up now.
We're gonna wrap it up, so...
6 buildings, you say? I say sweet.
Yeah. So for all the people that were here, that was Black Ice, and this was Garrett or Super Duper GC or whatever you want to call him or whatever he wants to be called.
Thanks for joining us, man.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah, thanks for having me, guys.
Lots
I
of fun.
enjoyed it.
And what we're going to do is that we're going to set up a new YouTube account, and it's going to be called Average Giants.
Heck yeah.
So if you follow us on Twitter, we will make sure to update everybody on that. And what I'm most likely going to do is I'm just going to put this up as a full video. Well, I'm going to cut out the copyright music. The Tron Legacy soundtrack.
Oh, yeah, right.
But otherwise, it's going to stay as the full. Yeah, it's going to stay as the full video, just for people to watch if they want. And because my other ones, I have been doing them in sections, but it takes such a long time to deal with it.
Oh my god.
So.
And again, for everybody that's watching on Twitch and anybody that's watching on YouTube right now, if you haven't, we'll link the game in the description.
Yep.
And make sure to go check it out, because this is probably one of the most fun gameplays I've played this year. This and Approaching Infinity have both been amazing.
The first two that we've done have been the most awesome.
Yeah, well, luckily we got to pick and choose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
and
also,
hopefully anybody watching on YouTube, the game will be free for at least a little while longer. So
finite.
check it out.
Yeah, and if it isn't free anymore and you still want to get it, man up.
Spend the money. Come on. Do it. Do it. And then we'll shut her down after you die.
Yeah, no, we can go now. That's okay.
Okay. All right. Thank you, everybody, for coming by. Keep track of our future our future chat and plays. We're going to be trying to make this a weekly thing. From the sounds of it, we have lots of stuff lined up. So keep track, and we'll try to bring you the good stuff like we did here, and we'll hope to see you next time. So until then.
Thanks, guys.
Enjoy the evening. Just press broadcast and click on the check mark.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you very much.